The Ducks double down. Huge win for the Oregon Ducks today against the Oklahoma State Cowboys. They get the victory 69-3. This is the Dick Hanna Dealerships post-game scoreboard show. I'm Joe Fisher III. Across the glass and joining us is Jordan Schultz. Jordan, I know it's the ultimate coach cliche. Just want to get better every week. But my God, I think the Ducks actually did that, especially when you take last week's performance into the equation where they dominated Montana State. They play a Power 4 program, and they level up.
They score more points, right? No,
it's easy. Why don't they just do this every time?
Oh, so next week it'll be 79, then 89, and then, by the time they face Penn State, they'll score 100, damn it. No, it's a nice week to be a Duck fan, and hell, a nice season to be a Duck fan after watching the 69-3 beatdown over Oklahoma State today. You thought that they would, you joke about scoring more points against a Power 4 team, but you thought, okay, hopefully it looks similar to last week, against Montana State. A lot of guys get in on the action. You see a lot of the freshmen, the young guys playing in the third, fourth quarter, but frankly, it looked better than their game against Montana State. We saw more guys getting touches on the ball. We saw DeCorian Moore actually scoring touchdowns on the ground and through the air. Dante Moore, I think, further established a case as already looking not like guarantee Heisman candidate yet, but we see that Heisman sprinkling of talent. We see the ability to throw the ball. We see the offense looking so smooth out there. And we can get into the defense too, Joe, but I'm just so excited after a performance like this that's supposed to look a certain way that it did look that certain way. And honestly, like you said, above our expectations. That was a barn burner. That was a mollywhopper. I can't think of any more words to describe how much of a beatdown that was.
I'll go Jim Ross from the WWF. That was an absolute slobber knocker.
Oh, baby!
That was just a beatdown of epic proportions. Whew. Like, I don't remember seeing a win like this, Power 4 versus Power 4, Power 5 versus Power 5. Sure, you'll have some interconference bludgeonings that you see in the SEC over the last few, but I mean, 69-3. I had Oklahoma State at least scoring 24. My prediction was 51-24. That's what I put it at.
What was the spread? 27.5?
27, 28.5. Depends on
double.
Depends on where, when you got it. 66 points? You kidding me?
Yeah, thanks for giving me the 27.5 this morning, Joe, on Who Do You Love. Did right. Not need it today. Yeah, My goodness.
I will highlight that one green gladly for you, bud. Just an absolute dominant victory. We're going to go down to Anthony Newman, Andy Dirt Johnson, Dusty Hara, and get their reactions here soon. But you can share your reaction. You can chime in on the Dick Hanna Dealerships postgame scoreboard show or text line 503-864-6FAN. That's 503-864-6326. We are also on YouTube. You can chime in with your thoughts on the Ducks' huge victory on this Saturday, September 6th against Oklahoma State. It's hard to choose just like one thing to lead with, Jordan.
Yeah.
There is so many things about this game and really about these first two games that just have your jaw dropped at how consistent this team is on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Little mistakes. And again, just like I said, the cliche of getting better week to week, they did just that. But I mean, if I'm going to take one thing that I really liked out of this performance is being able to see the offense unleashed just a little bit more. You had those guys playing seemingly a little bit longer. You had a little bit more of Dante Moore stretching the ball out, going for some deep balls, deep threats. And again, I'm just seeing the consistency of the offense in another week. And then the defense, not just being consistent, but also, like I said, leveling up, doubling down by getting not just one, but two pick sixes
in a row,
back to back.
Oh my God. I don't remember that ever happening in college football.
No.
Not just the Ducks, but I'm trying to remember the last college football game or NFL game for that matter that I've ever seen that. That was nuts.
Yeah, I think after the first one, I was like, oh my God, this is getting really ugly. And then the second one, I'm like, that poor kid from Oklahoma State.
Yeah, Zane Flores, take him out. Unfortunately, as you heard Jerry and Jorgie here on the Fan Sports Network during the call lamenting on, Oklahoma State really doesn't have the depth at quarterback to do so. They've got a true freshman in, and they don't want to waste one of his 4 redshirt games because you can still keep your red shirt, basically. It just didn't, in the situation, down by 60, it didn't call for you putting another quarterback in, but then you did not want to see Flores in if you're Oklahoma State anymore either. He looked, especially after that second one.
Oh, that second one.
Yeah, he looked upset.
It like there was every lineman came up to him after the play, was like patting him on the head, face mask, every person on the sideline, every coach. I was
Keep
like,
your head up, kid.
I was like, oh my God. I was like, I was fully expecting to see tears just flowing from his face at one point.
I think he was really trying not to.
My God.
Wouldn't you? You're like, I can't cry.
I would fold like a pair of twos, bud. I would be like, I'm not going back in. I don't want to play anymore.
Can we get the towel over my head, please?
I don't wanna.
Hey, on the other side of things, Oregon scored 2 touchdowns in their first 3 plays. So if you want to talk about what to lead with, I think that's a good place to start.
Starting fast. Yeah.
I mentioned DeCorian Moore, man. We saw that first big catch for him this season ended up being that, I think it was a 60 or 65-yard touchdown, kind of with that juke out move right around the 20-25. So we saw his ability to catch the big ball downfield. We saw the athleticism, and we finally saw Dante Moore able to stretch it out a bit. That huge shot down the field that we were waiting for from Dante Moore. We've been hearing about this huge arm all offseason. We got to see it finally. So I'm hoping this is the beginnings just on that connection of like a more to more like replay that we can get going here in the PNW. Maybe more to more on Sports Center will be a thing we'll hear throughout the regular season. And
well, I would love to hear more of that.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah,
more.
No
and then, of course, Noah Whittington starting it off as well. 59 yards to the house. I mean, just desecrated Oklahoma State's front 4 up the middle. And it was pretty much from the get-go Oregon's game. And from that point, man, I think you're already looking to see, like, well, how long is Dante Moore going to be in? And then the game still stayed interesting with the defense in the second half, Joe. Good Lord.
Yeah, there was a little concern at the end of the first half that he might have had some either got bonked on the head or ankle or something like that. But
yeah, he got tackled into the ground in that run that he had for a first down. That's what happened. It didn't look great, Joe. You're right.
But he did come back in the second half there. This text across the fan text line, after the second pick six, I actually felt bad for Oklahoma State. I never thought I'd feel bad for a team, but that poor quarterback, he looked so defeated. Dude, yes, he had that dead-eye look in his face, just staring off into the distance at one point on the sideline. And I'm like, oh my God. This is just punishment at this point.
If you've ever played baseball and you've committed 3 errors in an inning, which I have at this was like middle school.
I was gonna say this is starting to be a specific example here that you're sharing.
Well, no, I think everybody that's played sports at any level that's screwed up like
I've been there.
Yeah, at a maximum level. You know that feeling where, man, you're not hearing your coaches, you're not hearing your teammates, you're just in your own head like, I can't cry.
Hearing your own heartbeat.
Exactly. And that is, I mean, we talked about it early this morning, Joe, on Sports Saturday. Man, ask Arch Manning how hard it is to go start on the road against a Big Ten opponent. And this is a kid that, he was a 3-star, I think, out of the 22 or 23 recruiting class for quarterbacks, but he's not mobile. He's kind of just a stand-in-the-pocket guy and throw it, and they weren't expecting to revolve their offense around him. So just a hard situation for him. But once again, on the other side of things, thankfully, it's a quarterback the Ducks should stuff into the ground, and they did.
Ducks score over 20 points in the first, second, and third quarter, and then score 0 points in the fourth quarter. So they did all their scoring in the first 3 quarters.
That's fine. Get off the field without getting injured, right?
The Ducks have 631 total yards. Oklahoma State 211. And one of my biggest things for this offense coming into this game, I tweeted out right before the game that I wanted to see the balance stay consistent as well. How about this, Jordan? 312 net rushing yards, 319 net passing yards. Sounds pretty damn balanced to me.
I want to ask Anthony Newman what that does to a defense specifically, because you don't really know, what their attack is going to be on the offensive side of the things. If you're a defense facing off against Oregon, they've traditionally been a running team, but they're changing it up, Joe. Now they can make that big play. And 2 games in a row, they've had very even attack on the ground and through the air. I'm just excited to see what this can turn into. Will Stein has more weapons than we've ever seen for the offense, and I think this evening out between the run and the pass shows that.